In the previous video, we talked about God's justice. Seeing all the injustice, cruelty, and corruption in the world, can we still conclude that God is just? If God is not just, then what is the reason for order in nature and laws? The regularity of the world and the stability of the physical laws in it show that a conscious and probably just design created it in this way. So if God is just, why are many people born in hardship and poverty and others in very easy and prosperous conditions? Some others believe that just as we see the existence of intelligent and wise design from seeing a world with order and law, shouldn't we conclude that God cannot be just when we see inequality, discrimination, and oppression in the world? They say that if we look at our own world very simply, we will see that it is a world where gender, economic, racial, and religious discrimination and other types of inequalities are abundantly found. If a woman is born, she is exposed to patriarchal discrimination from the beginning of her life, and these discriminations continue until the end of her life. In the same way, if a person is born into a poor family, he will be exposed to economic discrimination throughout his life, and it can be said that he will never easily succeed in achieving what others achieve. Or even he gets relative prosperity. As a result, whoever wants to claim that this world is fair, must first clarify the reason for these discriminations. This question is asked why God, who created the world and also created us free human beings, did not introduce us to an economic and political system that we can eliminate discrimination by implementing it. What if all of history, or at least a large part of it, is a lie or hidden from us? Some people in the world believe that there are many hidden secrets that are deliberately kept hidden from the public. These secrets reveal themselves only to true seekers. We seek to find these secrets in this channel. If you are with us on this path, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. In response, some say that the oppressions and discriminations that have been perpetrated on humans throughout history, whether gender oppressions or economic discriminations, are not related to God and are entirely rooted in social and human relations. Sometimes people oppress and discriminate against each other with self-made laws, sometimes by imposing a wrong culture, and sometimes with atrocities in the name of religion and different ideologies. This is while no one is born a king or a slave. All human beings are free to access all the possibilities of this world. According to what exists inside every human being, that is, the desire for freedom and choosing their own destiny, every human being can take steps towards achieving their goals. But the story of justice does not end here. The question is whether there is justice in our world. Is God's creation fair? Do all people have the same means to achieve these goals? Some sociologists believe that saying that women have been oppressed of all ages or that all human beings are discriminated against is fundamentally incorrect. Because justice must be defined based on the requirements of each era. For example, an issue such as having managerial positions for women is an up-to-date issue in the modern world and is considered one of the problems of women's rights. And a violation of it can mean discrimination between men and women in society. This is while 100 years ago in most Middle Eastern countries, not only management was not discussed, but a simple issue like women not leaving the house was considered a normal issue to a large extent. This issue can indicate that justice and injustice must be defined according to the requirements of the time, and no general rule and specific framework can determine the extent of justice in the world. Another example is that until a few decades ago, Just having books and stationery provided educational justice for children. But today, sometimes, having more advanced electronic devices such as mobile phones and tablets is a necessity. However, there is still the question of why some people in the world have a lot of wealth, power, and facilities while others are unable to obtain the most basic human needs. They have to work hard, and sometimes they don't get the desired result. The answer given here is that one of the basic reasons that created these differences between human oppression is the rights of others. In fact, violating the rights of other people creates a class gap. Sometimes these gaps in history ended with exploitation and slavery. Financial problems, all kinds of pains, and sufferings in many families are caused by the oppression that has been done to them now or to their fathers in the past. If it were not for these atrocities, it would be possible to hope that the resources in the world would be distributed fairly and equally. Spiritual teachers believe that yes, there is oppression in the world, but God did not want it to be oppression. He gave us the solution to solve it by sending people in different forms. But until these solutions are not implemented, the differences and oppression will not be resolved. The question also arises as to why God does not eradicate these atrocities himself. Why didn't he create human beings in such a way that they don't suffer from these atrocities and violate each other's rights? In response to this question, philosophers believe that the design of the world is based on a law called cause and effect. It means that every event needs a special cause in this world to happen. Burning requires fire, and bearing fruit requires a tree that is in the right soil and weather conditions. Therefore, in order to make a change in this world, one must provide a suitable reason for that change. The fact that there is injustice in the world and among humans, according to most philosophers, is the result of the behavior of humans on this planet and can only be solved by humans themselves. Therefore, just as fire causes burning, family marriages or marriages with genetic risk also cause the birth of children with defects and genetic diseases. Just as gravity causes objects to fall, wrong economic decisions also cause human financial collapse, and this collapse is passed on to the next generations. Maybe it is not right to expect God to break these rules because a world that does not follow the rules of cause and effect will soon become an absurd and uncertain world. You pour water into a glass. One day, the water fills the glass. One day, it hangs in the air, and one day, it goes up. The stability of the laws in our world is a kind of justice or the foundation of justice, and the rest must be implemented by our own hands on this planet. In this video, like the previous video, we talked about justice. Does this world have justice at all levels, or did it just create or design and create this world?